Welcome, foolish mortals, back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Disney Newsreel. I just have a few stories to go over today. I've picked out three stories. I wanted to keep it kind of short tonight. You may have noticed that we didn't have a video go up on Tuesday for the Disney Plus project, and that is because Anna and I both had our schedules change at work. There was a bunch of changes that just went through the company, and so we ended up being shuffled around, and so now our schedules are different. So Anna is now working 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. and I am working overnights. I'm doing 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so it's made figuring out when we can record a little bit difficult. We have kind of figured it out now, and obviously we're gonna have to start that, with like the next video. But we've kind of been able to figure it out a little bit, but it just kind of took a little bit to get there. So hopefully we can get that rolling and get back on track with putting our videos out. So, like I said, I just have 3 stories to go over today. So before I get into that, make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, you go and hit that subscribe button down below. Also, leave us a like and a comment and let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you think. So, all of the stories that I have are all out of Walt Disney World, Florida, because at this point, Florida and I believe Tokyo are the only parks that are open. California is closed, Paris just closed down again, and I believe both Hong Kong and Shanghai are closed. So the only place that we can have really any news, except for, hey, still not open, is Florida and Tokyo. But there really wasn't anything that went on in Tokyo, so as near as I could tell. So today it's all about Florida. So a couple of pretty simple stories. The first one is contactless security screening now in place at Disney Springs. So this is the same security screening system that they're now using at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, and they are now putting it into Disney Springs at the it says at the parking garages. Yeah, at the parking garages. And this is really nice. I'm actually really happy that they're now using this, because it's essentially it's a contactless thing, like almost like an X-ray machine. It can accurately, let's see, it's the fastest weapon screening system on the market. It can scan 60 people every minute and are 10 times faster than other security systems. And so it'll be really not like, right now it's really nice because this means that those scanners are actually scanning your bags and everything, making sure there's no weapons or anything like that, rather than having to stop and have a security guard scan or check all your bags and stuff. And that means social distancing is going to be a lot easier. You aren't going to have to get face to face with the security guards. They aren't going to have to figure out that and things like that. I'm also really happy with this, and I really hope they put it into Magic Kingdom as well, because this type of system where you can just walk through and your bag's already been checked, it's going to make getting into the parks a lot easier. Because the biggest problem that Anna and I saw on all of our last 3 trips was that if you weren't there early enough, you were going to be waiting in the security line for at least 15 to 30 minutes, if not longer, depending on how busy it was that day. Like, it could be pretty long getting through that security line. And so this will make it a lot easier, because if those things can scan 60 people per minute, you're literally going to be able to, should in theory just be able to go up and just walk straight through and walk up. And so it'll get people through a lot faster. So what used to be a 15 to 30 minute wait the line might now be the equivalent of like 5 to 10 minutes maybe, And so I think it's going to be really good for that. So I'm really happy about that. The next one I have is permits filed for new food location coming to the Italy Pavilion at Epcot. So it looks like the, what's it called? They are called the Icarus, or it's prepared by Icarus Exhibits. So they're going to have Icarus Exhibits working on whatever it is that's going in there. And it has been put in by the Patina Restaurant Group, which runs all of the restaurant stuff in the Italy Pavilion. And it says, quote, install new food vending building, which could mean just a whole new like kiosk. It could mean like a quick service, or it could be a full-on like sit-down dining experience. We don't know. The only information that we have is that they have they have filed a new permit so that they can build a new food location. That's all that we know. And I've heard good things about the restaurants in Italy, the food in Italy, in Epcot. I haven't had any there myself, and obviously not Arizona, but we've heard really good things about it. We just haven't gotten over there, so it'll be kind of nice having a new restaurant there. And I think it showed the expiration, which was in theory would mean when said restaurant or kiosk was going to be open, or should be finished, which is December 31st of 2021. So, there is already construction walls up. They already have the scrim up, and they'd already kind of blocked it off before they put the permit in, just essentially in case the permit was approved, and so that they could just get people in there and start working on it right away. It doesn't say anything about it being approved. As of right now, they've just filed the permit. Yeah, so we'll have to see how it goes. But Icarus Exhibits that are building it is the same company that's been working on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster in Epcot, as well as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So they make pretty good quality stuff, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that building looks like. The very last story I have, told you it was going to be a little short. The very last thing that I have is an update from Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. So Disney's Polynesian Village Resort resumes boat transportation to Magic Kingdom. So they had stopped boat transportation because it was a little more difficult to do social distancing with the boats, as opposed to, say, the monorail. The monorail was a little easier to social distance. You could, make it so you could only allow a certain number of people per car in the monorail. So it's a little easier, still difficult, but a little easier than the boat. But with the monorail station now closed at Polynesian Resort, because they just closed that down a little bit ago, so that they could do all the refurbishment and everything, they have decided to open up the boat service direct to Magic Kingdom back up. And so, looking at the pictures here, they have social distancing markers set up. They have black and white "Please wait here" little stickers on the cement, and they have everything set up together. They have all their signage up, telling people make sure you've been washing your hands and wear your mask and things like that. And so, since they had to close down the monorail, they decided to let the boat start going again. It's probably going to have to be pretty tightly controlled because of social distancing and everything like that. But they've already been doing social distancing with the friendship boats and other resort launches. The friendship boats, I believe, go to Epcot and I think it's just Epcot, from the resorts that are right up there, like the Swan and Dolphin and things like that. So it'll be kind of nice having the boats back open, because I always liked watching those boats as they were going by. So that is all happening because of the closure of the monorail station at Polynesian Village, because of all of the construction that's going to go on there for their refurbishment. So that was pretty much everything I had today. It's not much, but like I said, we're still working. We're still kind of figuring out our new schedule. We've mostly figured it out, but we were just still kind of working on it a little bit. So hopefully we'll be able to get things a little more solid and be able to get things going a little better here in the near future. So with that, thank you all for joining me this week, and hopefully I will see you all again next week, when we will hopefully be a little bit back to normal. But until then, don't forget to thank the Phoenicians.